Hello guys and welcome back to English Valley Cafe. This week we're going to talk about the adverb and verb suffixes. Now in case you missed it, last week in the video lesson, we talked a little bit about forming adjectives using different suffixes, adjective suffixes. So in case you missed that, I will put the card up here and also leave the link down in the description box below and you can check that out. So today in this video, we're going to focus on some of the common suffixes that frequently occurred in adverb and also in verbs. Now, before we get into talking about the different suffixes for adverb, let's talk about what is an adverb. So adverb are words that modify or describe a verb. And adverbs usually answers the questions of how and where in a sentence. So examples are like slowly or towards, otherwise, hopefully. Now let's take a look at 4 word endings that we often see in adverbs. So let's start with the first one that I'm sure you all know, and because we learned this is probably one of the first suffix that we learn when we're talking about adverb, and that is ly. So typically the suffix ly shows some kind of manner, or it usually answers the question or the answer how something is done. So for example, if I say he walks slowly, how does he walk slowly? Okay, so ly adverbs usually answer the how does he walk. The other verbs that we usually see with the ly suffix include slowly, right? Quickly, lovely, calmly, or exceptionally. Okay, these are all adverbs that end in ly. The next suffix is ward, W-A-R-D, or words. When we use this suffix, we are talking about direction. Okay, so for example, toward or forward, backward, right? Upward or downward. So these are words that are giving us some kind of direction, like walk towards that light over there. The next one is wise. When we use wise, the suffix wise, it gives us some kind of in relation to. Okay, so for example, time-wise, I don't have much time to talk about all the suffixes in this video. Okay, or family-wise, he's very happy right now. Job-wise, he is looking for a new job right now. So it's like in relation to job, in relation to family. Other words include like otherwise, right? Also, what other words are there? Money-wise. Okay, money-wise, he's doing really well. He's saving up a lot of money. So these are words that usually show some kind of relation to the noun that is before it. So here you'll see that we have family, noun, family-wise. Time is a noun, time-wise. So it's in relation to some kind of noun before that. Another suffix for adverb is fully. So for example, we have hopefully or thankfully, and the fully suffix means that full of something. Okay, so hopefully we are full of hope. Hopefully the weather will turn out nice this weekend. Okay, we're full of hope that it will happen. Thankfully, we're full of gratitude, right? Thankfully, he didn't get hurt in the accident. So when we talk about fully, we are talking about full of something. Now let's move on to talk about verb. So as you know, verbs are used to show some kind of action. It's used to show a state of being, okay, like he is happy. It appears that we're going to have to work harder this quarter. So verbs are showing some kind of action or a state of being in a sentence. So the most common suffixes that you probably know for verbs are ing and ed, right? So these are the most common suffixes that we add to verbs. So ed shows some kind of past action. Ing verbs usually shows that an action in progress. Today, let's talk about a few more suffixes that you often see with a verb. The first one is CATE, okay, and this is a suffix that we will find with verbs like educate, appreciate, or vacate. Also celebrate, right? The other common one is IFY or FY. So verbs like identify, okay, or qualify. These are all verbs that ends with FY or IFY. Another suffix is IZE. So for example, like recognize, okay, or realize, all right? So these are all verbs with the IZE suffix. And another suffix for verb is the EN suffix. So verbs like widen, they widen the road, or soften. Okay, so these are all examples of verbs that have an EN suffix. And that's it for this video. If you would like a little bit more practice, try to take one of these verbs and adverbs and create a sentence of your own and write it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!